Yeah, so as I was saying earlier, sorry, but I got a little disturbed. Um, so I know in the homes, especially single mothers where there's single parent and there's no father figure, it's hard on most mothers. It's hard for mothers. Um, the weight they have to carry, the load for everything in the home, um, basically being father and mother, playing both father and mother role. I was someone who was raised by a single mother, more or less my grandmother, the oldest of five siblings, and it was not easy. And as a young man, I mean, you feel there's a whole lot of issues that you face and you have to deal with and combat. Basically, low self-esteem is something that you struggle with, that I struggle with personally in my life for a very long time, for many years, because you feel left out, you feel like no one cares, you feel sometimes the whole weight of this world is on your shoulder. Most things sometimes you had to wait a while because it was just mommy to get it for you, to provide for you. So for the young man out there that feels like, hey, I have no one, I have no help, no one cares for me, so I'm just gonna go and just do things that hey, no one cares, so I'm just gonna go and join a gang. No one cares, so I'm just gonna go there and rob and steal to get it. But there's another way. There's another method. There's a ways of means of getting help. I mean, if you just look to God. Honestly, I'm telling you, I've proven this. You look to Him and you just tell Him, you explain to Him, you just talk to Him in your own way what's going on. You talk to Him in your own way how you feel. You talk to Him in your own way what you're going through, what you're facing, what you're feeling. Whatever pressures that you're under. Sometimes mom won't understand, but God will. You go to God and you talk to Him. You tell Him how you feel. You lay out your heart. You say, hey, well, yeah. You ask Him like why. It's okay to have questions and ask Him why. It's okay to have the questions and ask Him why things are the way it is. It's okay to ask Him why your life is like this. Why things kind of looking like it's turning out this way, but there's purpose behind it. God has a purpose and a reason for everything. There's a reason why it happens. There's a reason why your life turned out the way it did. Joseph was sold into slavery by his own brothers. Joseph was the son of the grandson, Isaac. So he was the son of Isaac. Isaac has Jacob and Esau. So Joseph was the grandfather. Um, Joseph was not the blood, that they all have the same father, his brothers, but they didn't have the same mom. So Joseph was cast out. He was looked upon. He was rejected by his whole family. He was looked upon as different. But when Joseph, what he did when he realized certain situation, how his life was kind of starting out, he pressed into God. He looked to God. He turned to God. He looked into God. He trusted God. He pressed into God, and God orchestrated Joseph's life. Joseph went through a whole lot in his life. It was dramatic. He went to prison. He was sold into slavery. He was lied on, but in prison, because of his gift to interpret dreams, his dreams, the gift, God used that to turn his whole situation around, and he was restored. He became the governor of Egypt, simply because, and his life was not. He had some other plan, but God orchestrated his life, and because God orchestrated his life, he just trusted God through it. It was hard, but he endured, and God, in the end, he was rewarded. So, for every young man, basically that has been that in that situation, like Joseph, has been rejected, has been forgotten, or you felt that you've been forgotten, you're not being counted, you're not being considered. No one cares that you're here. No one is concerned, but there is someone that is concerned. God knows. He sees your situation. He is the one that is orchestrating everything. Behind it all, he has a plan. And if you just trust him, and if you just ask him, and if you just lean into him and take that time out to find him and develop a relationship, he will lead you, he will guide you. I don't care how rough the road gets. I've been there where it got so rough, it's got so hard some days. For me as a young man, growing up in North Cakes and Ball Creek, in Papa Town, a place where back then, coming from a single home, much wasn't expected of you. Much wasn't required of you to rise and to amount to anything. But when you put God first, when you trust God, when you give God your life, when you give him your steps, when you give him the direction, when you just turn it over to him, the situation, he will. He will, young man. I'm telling you now, he will. He will make it. He will make it happen for you. He will work it out. He will turn your situation around. He will give you a better future. He will raise you up. He will establish you. He will give you favor. He will favor your life. He will cause men. He will cause strangers. He will call people that don't even know you from all walks of life that will come and pour into your life. They will bless you. They will open doors. They will give you opportunities. They will just favor your life. Things that you didn't have the money to buy, things that you didn't have the opportunity to get to before, they will just come and present the opportunity. God will just open doors. God will just present ways. God will just make a way. God will just provide for you. God will just work it out. And if you have and I turned to some of my uncles for help and stuff like and people in my lifetime that was very helpful to me, that that I basically looked up to. One of my role models figures was my uncle, Bishop Kalita Williams III, a man figure, a father figure to me at the time. Look for one of your uncles or man figure. I'm sure you have someone positive around you that's in the community, even if it's just your pastor, if it's just someone that is positive. Look for them. Look for them, and you know, basically look to them, look for them, and get into to positive stuff. Ask them to help you. Ask them to basically, you know, help. You just reach out and tell them what you're going through. Share your situation, and God will work it out. Trust me. You trust God. I was in your situation. Some of you, whatever the situation you're facing, low self-esteem, feel like no one cares, feel like all the situation is taking too long. You just gotta go and do something to get it fast. But trust me, it pays to wait. It pays to get it honestly. It pays to get it the right way. It pays to do the right thing in every situation. So God bless, and I just felt that to share that, to encourage someone. It's been on my heart. The Lord laid on my heart to reach out to young men, to share my heart, and to share what most of my personal experience and what I've been through. I've been at rock bottom. I've been in a pit. I call it rock bottom. I call it the pit. But I saw God. I saw God turn it around. I saw God turn the situation out of nowhere, restored everything, got me back that I was able to provide for my family and be there for them. I saw God out of nowhere made a way, out of nowhere made a way, out of nowhere opened the door, out of nowhere provided, out of nowhere came through for me. So, young man, if he did it for me, and there are many others in this community that I'm sure that I know of, friends, colleagues, friends of mine that have done it for, they definitely can. He can definitely, and he will do it for you. Just trust him. Take care. God bless, and you guys have a good day.